These are this is the slowest ATV I've ever driven in my life. I'm dead.
Yay.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gummerak. I'm a variety streamer and a mental health advocate over on Twitch. I wanted to talk to you guys today about my final conclusions on Battlefield 2042. We've had a lot of issues with it, a lot of bugs, and I had a viewer that was nice enough to buy the game for me and send it to me, so I told them I would give it as much time and attention to it as I possibly could. So I tried the game out, and then I decided to put in more and more time with it. One of the largest issues that I was having was being able to see people in the game, and I found out that the game actually has a vertical field of view as opposed to a horizontal field of view. So there's a bit of a difference there when it comes to, we'll say, like Call of Duty, for example. If you run like 110 FOV on Call of Duty, you're going to run 74 on Battlefield because of the way that the vertical field of view is different. Once we got that sorted out, we waited for the day one patch and then release so I can try the game after that. And what I found was that the game was still incredibly buggy. All the footage you're going to see up above is going to be after the release and after the day one patch has already gone out. We're going to be getting into the review shortly, but I wanted to do a new kind of intro, let you guys see my face and have us talk about it a little bit and give you a bit of a synopsis of what we're doing. Here you're going to see on the channel, if you look at my earlier videos to now, you'll see that I'm getting better with my editing, and that's kind of the point of the channel, so that you guys can see me grow as a content creator. And I want to thank you guys very much for your support. You guys have been extremely supportive. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys. Like, all my equipment and everything that I have is from the generosity of a great many of people, and I want to thank you guys very much. So without further ado, let's get into talking about Battlefield 2042. Let's start with the elephant in the room, which is everyone saying that all Battlefield launches are buggy to begin with. They're buggy because we let them be buggy. We don't press the company. We don't tell them anything in regards to our wallet on how we want to handle these launches. But the reality is that the launch of this game was the worst launch that they have had in a Battlefield title in a very long time. It was absolutely horrible. The issue that I have with it is that you pay a premium price, $70 to $110, in either to be able to play this game and have early access to it and the benefits to it, and those benefits were almost non-existent because we couldn't either play the game or wasn't in a stable state. Therefore, having the game early was absolutely worthless and was not worth the dollar price that we paid for it. On top of the launch being terrible, the game is absolutely plagued with bugs. I mean, a horrible amount of bugs. We have netcode issues, which I'll show above. You can see hitching with the vehicles, and before anybody says that they fixed it, they have not fixed it. I have fiber internet, and the shit's still happening for me. You have falling through the world or spawning on your mates that are under the world. And by the way, when you reach the bottom of the world, instead of dying, you just fall into an ocean. So the remainder of this review is going to show all those bugs. They're not going to be in sequential order. You guys will see them above. The issue with the bugs is that it makes the game completely unstable and unplayable in a great many ways. Even in balancing issues, you can even see hovercraft that are going up the side of skyscrapers and buildings and shooting people from there. The game just doesn't feel like it was completely finished yet. It needed at least another 6 to 8 months, maybe a year, for it to cook and bake a little bit, because this feels like a beta issue. And this seems to be the thing that is normalizing in the gaming industry, and frankly, I hate it. I mean, sure, you're going to have games that launch with lots of bugs and things like that of that nature, but this game takes it to a whole new level when it comes to bugs and crashes and unstable server stability. Frankly, it feels like to me that the game was meant to be a battle royale, and then they decided not to do a battle royale and change the modes at the last minute, and it's not quite right. Sure, it's got some classic stuff in it that you've seen in other Battlefield games. Keep in mind that I am not a Battlefield player. This would actually be the first Battlefield game I've ever put my hands onto. And the reality is that if I'm a brand new player and I saw this game released and I didn't expect it from a content creator's point of view, if I didn't expect these things to be happening, if I would have just bought this game and played it at launch, I would have been so disappointed I would have got a refund within the first hour. I do not suggest buying the game currently at its current price point because the price point is a premium price point, but the game is not good to go. You're going to spend months waiting for them to fix things inside of this game and either to make it stable and ready to go. And that's just unacceptable when you paid a premium price to get into it. That's like doing a pre-order and then waiting 2 years before you can even play the fucking game. But don't get me wrong, the game has some really fine moments in which you can have a lot of fun, especially if you're playing with your friends. But overall, I found the game boring. If I'm playing the game by myself, the unlocks happen regardless of what I'm doing. There doesn't seem to be a skill cap to it. It's you play, you earn experience, and then you level and you unlock things. Sure, some people do it faster than others, but if you just play the game, you can unlock everything in it. One huge bug that everyone's been talking about is called bullet bloom. Now, I did a test of this, and I couldn't really produce results where people can see it, but there's a part inside of this test that you can see where clearly if you stop for a second and then aim and let the system catch up to you, then you can hone in and make your bullet spread a lot tighter. That's not necessarily a game-breaking thing because you can see that it's still relatively close in both tests, but it does show that there's something wrong there, that it does take the game a second to realize that you have stopped moving before it closes in your ADS when you're aiming. Therefore, your bullet bloom is wider. It's not that much when you're shooting from like up close, but when you're shooting at somebody from a distance, it makes a huge fucking difference, and it plagues assault rifles with their low damage and now the bloom issue. You can't even really use them. This game was one of the most anticipated titles for me because it was something different than COD, but I couldn't really get behind this game in any form that I tried it. I tried really hard. I think I'm 30 levels deep in the game, and the game just, I can only play it for like an hour at a time, and then I have to shut it off. So this game, unless you're a hardcore Battlefield player, if you're a new player, this game's going to sour you pretty quickly. Even if they get all the bugs fixed, some of the life improvement things that need to happen, like airplanes being inverted on the axis, but you have no option to change it. Profanity filters are turned on permanently. You have no control of it. Voice options aren't even in the game yet. There's just so many things that are wrong with this game that the game feels still like it's in a beta state and it's released to the public, and then they gave you early access, and the early access just felt underwhelming. At the current moment, I don't suggest anybody buys the game until it goes on sale. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I love every one of you. I'm going to leave some more clips up top more than likely by the end of this video. I hope you guys have an amazing holiday. Remember to tell your loved ones you love them often. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.